on Monkeyball TV, the 5th webisode at the Spartan Hall of Fame. I'm with Commissioner Andy Frushour. I'm Andy Osters. We're back. This is the one you've been waiting for, folks. Unveiling our top 44 for the afternoon session of the 5th annual Monkeyball World Championships. Like I said, we're at the Spartan Hall of Fame. Want to thank our sponsors.
Spartan Hall of Fame, Bigby Coffee, Casey'sHead.com.
Love that. Let's get right to it, shall we?
Let's do this. Pause the video, not your video. Pause the video, download. Andy and I have both posted our afternoon session. Those 44 people that qualified for the afternoon session, you can follow along at home with us. So Andy, first thing I want to know, who are your final 16 top to bottom?
Oh, I'll tell you right now. You.
All right.
Andy Frushour, Dan Renner, Andy Dressler, Chuck Salmon, Chuck Tronosky, Eric Tronosky, Dan Keitel, Andy Keitel, Dean Allen, Jim Blair, Kevin Guns, myself, Jason Salmon, Brent Morrow, Andrew Alexander, and Sean Dameron. Hit me with yours.
Those are top 6. Okay, those are a good 16. I have Dean Allen, Snoop Wenzel, Andy Keitel, Andy Osters, Jason Salmon, Dan Keitel, Andrew Alexander, and Sean Dameron, Chuck Tronosky and Kevin Singleton, Andy Dressler, Brent Morrow, Andy Frushour, Bill Johnson, Casey Frushour against Joe Frushour. Those are our Sweet 16s. And I guess what we'll do is we'll talk about our final 8.
Our final 8.
Final 8. You hit me. What's gonna happen in the quarterfinals?
Well, out of
Break it down.
Out of quad A, up in the top, you're following along, up in the top of your bracket. I've got Commissioner Frushour here winning out in his group, winning out top seed from the X group, top seed from the top 16, coming out, and Chuck Salmon, I've got him moving on. I think that's a tough match for both of you.
I don't think Chuck will make it that far. Who's next?
Okay, that's fair. I got Chuck Tronosky in quad B and Dan Keitel.
That's a tough match. They played. I will tell you, they played just this summer. Actually, they didn't. They were in the same tournament at the.
But they didn't play.
The Green Acres Open. Chuck won it. Dan finished 4th.
Dan does not perform well in big tournaments. He does not. What's his record against you? 14, like what? 4 and 11? 4 and 11. You've beat him out of 15 matches. You've beaten him 11 times. That's silly.
What's your next match?
I've got Dan, but anyway, we got Dean Allen against myself.
Who do you have winning that match? The 3-time champ against you.
I don't have myself because I had to be a little bit objective here. Gave myself a lot of props moving through the early morning group. Keep in mind, I am not in the top 16. I'm coming from Group C. Who knows where that girl's coming from?
Well, let's also put this out there. He's been practicing every day. You have not practiced once.
Coming in cold, folks. Next, I have Jason Salmon and Andrew Alexander. And I've got Jason moving on.
Jason to the semifinals. Samoko, the pride of Samoko.
And has been playing just a ridiculous, just an ass ton of Monkeyball.
He has?
Yes. Oh. Right? I mean, more than Andrew.
Well, Andrew, once
Andrew's
again.
been working.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing. Let me tell you my quarterfinals. I have Dean Allen against Andy Keitel. They met at the Hooters Open in 2007.
Yep.
Dean Allen has beaten him twice.
Well, who has Dean Allen lost to? You could count on one hand, right?
2 hands.
2 hands, but don't need any toes.
No.
So, I mean, it's not saying anything that he's beaten him before.
Yeah, he's a good player. In my other quarterfinal, I have Dan Keitel and Sean Dameron. They've never met. This is Dan's year. Dan, you're going to the semifinals. I told you earlier, I'm rooting for you. I think you're going to make it to the semifinals.
He and I feel differently.
We feel differently. Quarterfinal number 3, I have Chuck Tronosky.
Love that.
Against Brent Morrow. They met at MB5, actually.
Yeah. MB5?
Actually, I don't think
MB5 hasn't happened yet.
I meant
so
MB1.
Oh.
But then when I think about it, I think they haven't met at all. I think this is the first time.
Well, if you had your database handy, that'd be helpful.
It's over. I got my paperwork.
Nah.
Chuck's going to win.
Okay.
Chuck is having a great summer. I see him in the semifinals.
He's hot right now. He's hot right now. He's got the hot hand. Is he a traddy still?
No, he's never been a traddy.
Always pinched.
He's always pinching. Always
God,
pinching.
I love pinchers.
The last quarterfinal, I have myself against the godfather of Monkeyball, my father, Joe Frushour.
That's a match to watch.
It could be a match to watch. We've played 5 times in tournament action, never at Worlds. I've beaten him 4. He's beat me once. There's been other games outside of that. But I think I have a chance to make it to the semifinals.
All right. I think most importantly, as we wrap up our webisodes for 2009, who's your winner?
Do you want to talk about who makes it to the finals first? Are we skipping a whole round?
I'm just saying, I mean, if I want to know your winner so bad. That we haven't, keep in mind, folks, we work together. We haven't talked about this all week.
I don't know who she's going to pick. Who are your two semifinal matches?
All right, my two semis are you and Chuck Ternosky.
Oh.
All right, you and Chuck. And I've got Dean Allen and Jason Salmon.
Oh.
So basically, it's a top 16. My top 16 qualifiers for the morning made it all the way to the Final Four.
All right, so who wins between me and Chuck?
You.
Tell me. All right. I don't want to make him too angry. He's good.
But honestly, why aren't you telling me yours? Who's in your Final Four?
I'm not telling you.
Come on.
Who wins between Dean and Jason?
Jason.
Jason Salmon.
Dean.
So Dean's going down.
Dean, you're done. This is too much for you. Too much. I'm in your head. We're in your head all week long. All week.
So Jason Salmon in the finals.
And buddy, I've got you winning. I didn't want to tell you. I've got you winning. I've got you winning.
Thank you.
I know.
But you've picked me before, I think, to win, and I haven't won yet.
You've picked me before, and I haven't won it either.
Did I pick you last year?
Yeah, you did. Then I
All
tanked. All right, who's in your Final Four?
My semifinals, Dean Allen plays Dan Keitel. It's hard to pick against Dean. They last met in B3. Dean is 2-0 against Dan. I'm taking Dean into the finals.
Okay.
My other semifinal is myself against my uncle Chuck.
Yep.
Chuck, I've never beaten him in tournament play. Yeah,
same
semi.
Okay.
I've never beaten him in a tournament.
Well, he's intimidating.
He's 3-0. I've beaten him a lot outside of the tournament, but where it matters, he's beaten me.
You're going to have to get it up that day. Wear a belt.
Gonna have to wear a belt. I'm gonna tie one on.
Something.
And he beat me earlier this summer at the championship of the Green Acres Open. But in a best of 3, I'm gonna take myself.
And then who do you take?
So that's me against Dean Allen in the championship. Now,
I love this.
Dean has won 3 straight years, and there's a lot of controversy on whether he should be number 1 or I should be number 1. Probably not much controversy at all. He is number 3 ranked in the world, but he's won the last three world championships.
Yeah.
I'm number 1. You know, I've never picked myself. I'm picking myself this year. I'm taking it. I'm taking this year.
Love it.
I'm taking. It's going to be a battle, a high point rounds.
No battle. Monkey stomp his ass.
I would love to do that.
No, I mean, honestly, who are y'all going to be cheering for? Is it Dean? Who cheers for Dean? Tina.
One's dad.
And it's, well,
Mom,
Randy,
too.
right, and Mary. Yeah, I mean, we got to wrap things up, folks. Things are getting nasty. I mean, this is MB5.
Well,
The new format is just so, like, the parity is gone. Everybody's got a chance.
There's a lot of good players. I'm starting to feel the pressure all of a sudden.
Well, considering that I picked you and you picked you egomaniac.
I didn't want to, but I had to. I'm coming after it.
He's been practicing a lot, folks. Coming in cold.
I want to thank everyone for joining us for all 5 of these episodes and all the quick hits. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for doing this with me. In the past, I've always written these out, and it's taken me forever to write.
Hell no. We need to thank Big B Coffee. We need to thank Casey'sHead.com.
And I want to say something about Casey'sHead.com.
Do it. Do it.
Casey'sHead.com, in case you didn't know, is actually Casey Frushour. He's going to make a run this year. Casey'sHead.com. And Spartan Hall of Fame. Thank you so much for the beer, Spartan Hall of Fame.
Keep in mind, come in the next week. Come to Spartan Hall of Fame on Lake Lansing Road. Mention Monkeyball. All the proceeds, something goes to...
Proceeds will help us fund next year's tournament. So
Perfect.
Thanks to Hall of Fame for that.
Big shout out to Jordan Cobb, who has been running the stuff the whole time for these webisodes. Big shout out to Tony Ben, who's been timing us down. Big shout out to Joe Frushour, who was here washing the entire thing. Not washing, but watching.
He's bored.
Yeah, he's bored. For those of you registered for this weekend, bring your game, and we'll see you on Saturday. That's 2 days away. If you haven't practiced, get on it.
We'll see you in 2 days.
Final parting words?
No, I'm looking forward to it.
Do you know
Come on out.
You know high five?
Yeah.
Drink
Check
more
it there.
beer. Cheers.